Hey, what is up YouTube? My name is Martin from Random Disengaged, and right now you are looking at this beautiful graph from my processor. Yes, you see it running at, well, about 3.5 to 3.8 gigahertz, and then, all of a sudden, when I'm gaming, it drops to 0.78 gigahertz. Right there, you see it right there, it drops all the way down. So, I decided to get my laptop and fix it. You can see it right here. A beautiful laptop on the table. And me taking out all the screws. You can probably hear my computer ramping up, so I'm trying to cancel out the sound. Fun thing about doing voiceovers with a lot of noise around you. So, this is getting really loud. I have to adjust some things. Anyway, I'm removing all the screws. I want to check everything before cleaning everything out. So what I did is that I got the back panel off, and you have to make sure that you use a cross pattern for your screws so you don't put too much stress on it. So after I take off the back cover, I start to work on the heatsink and the fence, take those out. Again, cross pattern. On the left you have my CPU, my Core i5-8300H, and on my right you have my 1050, which is of course my graphics card. Right above that you see you have 2 sticks of RAM, and to the right you have 2 cooling fans, which are full, but like full of dust. And you see there, I got my stuff out, but the cables were still connected, and you can see the dust already on the plate that covers up my keyboard from the other side. And you can see how bad the thermal paste is applied right there. It's all around the die on the transistors. And fun fact, the one on the GPU, the one on the right, I could not get it off properly until I redid it later on, so I technically did it twice. So right here, I start cleaning everything. This went wrong, by the way. You don't hold your can like that. That's not good. As you can see, all that butane, which should not be on it, but you already see some dust flying away, and like, it was gross. I haven't cleaned in a year. So, after that being done, I put it back down, and I started cleaning the die, both my CPU and GPU. So I put it back on very gently because I didn't want to break it. And the surrounding chips on the CPU have thermal pads, so you can't clean those, but whatever. So here I start cleaning the fans, making sure not to spin them as I do that. And yeah, you can see dust flying everywhere. This is not healthy. You see all the dust flying everywhere, even though the lighting is fucked. You see the dust flying everywhere. That's how. This is easily the grossest computer I've ever touched in my life, and this is within a year. So I was still messing up the spray. I was still doing it at an angle, which you shouldn't do. I only read that later, but look at that. That's my laptop right there. It is dirty as hell. So yeah, you see more butane coming onto the components, which is obviously not good. It's very cold. And get a little bit of fan spin, but it doesn't harm a lot unless they really start spinning. That's when it goes bad. Anyway, so I moved on to the other fan before putting the laptop back down and getting some 70% alcohol, which I don't know the scientific term of. Well, that will be in screen right now. So I put it on a paper towel, step back a little bit so I don't pour everything over my battery and everything else. Put the lid back on and just start cleaning it. As you can see, it wipes up fairly easy on the CPU. This was just a quick rundown real quick to see how that went. The CPU I made cleaner afterwards. So then I move over to my GPU after getting some more of the alcohol on my towel. And yeah, I go one more time around the CPU and I move over to the GPU. And this is where it got harder. Like, this is all in those transistors you see right there. It's all in there. The thermal paste is all around it, and I could not remove it. I didn't dare to. And then the heatsink, it was so bad. Like, you could literally pick it up. Look at, oh, it's so gross. It is so bad. And even more of it. So that was extremely gross. So I did that a little bit further away. And this is what it looks like after I sprayed it with air, compressed air, and then I attempted another run on my GPU, which didn't work out. I had to redo everything what I just did on camera. I had to redo it again a couple of weeks later because I was still having thermal issues, which was the result of mixing two thermal pastes. So the manufacturer one was already on there, as well as my own thermal paste that I bought. Oh, by the way, forgot to mention, this voids all your warranty. So then I applied new thermal paste on both the CPU and, as you can see, the GPU. This is a terrible application, by the way. And then I pick up the fans and the heatsink and put it back on. However, you have to make sure that it's absolutely correct right at the start, and that it's not gonna move after you place it down. Once it's down, it's down. Don't spread it out. If it gets on any contact points, it will short them out. So, got that for you. I held it down a little bit, make sure not to move it. Of course, a little bit of movement from a little bit of pressure difference, but that's not too bad as long as it doesn't slide around. So here I go in a cross pattern again, as I always do with electronics. Yeah. And then I'm doing the fans, which obviously need to be held down, otherwise they're gonna start jumping around, and that is not what you want. So then I checked the RAM, and it was a Crucial stick. That's the stick I added later, and this is the original stick I'm putting out right now. That's the original RAM stick. It got very hot right next to the CPU, so I had to check it if there wasn't any deformation or like any stuff like that, any bad stuff. So, well, everything looked fine, and I put it back in. And then I moved to my M.2 drive, which is my boot drive and holds my Windows and all that kind of stuff. So you undo the screw at the back and you pull it out gently. Again, gently. Don't do what I do. Don't drop it. Well, after that it looked fine and I put it back in. So, get the screw, get it on your screwdriver, have the edge, the head of the screw in that thing and pull it back down with it. Then screw it in tight, but not tight as in breaking it. Just when it's starting to resist, it's good, it's fine, leave it, it's good. So, after I got that cleaned, I showed you my hard drive for some reason. And then I got the back cover back on. As you can see, it's still fairly dusty. I cleaned that with a slightly humid towel, so I can pick up the dust and get rid of it. I'm not going to show you the entire process of getting the screws back in, because that's just a waste of time and it's not interesting. So I made sure everything, every little clip is in correctly, and that there is nothing open. And then I put my hard drive back in. As you can see, it is a very short cable and it's very fragile. It reminds me of those phones with very thin ribbon cables. So it's kind of hard to get it in correctly, but this is the way I did it and it worked. Then I put it back in, make sure all those two little black nibble thingies are in correctly, so it doesn't shift around, and then I get those 2 screws back in. Yes, 2 screws in 4 holes, I know. I destroyed 2 of the screws, because I was over tightening them. As you can see, this one is already damaged. The one on the bottom right that I put in. Then I'm getting the other screw, put that in the top left. So it's in a cross pattern, but like, it's not gonna wiggle around. Like 2 screws are okay, 1 screw, no. 2 screws are fine. So I put the plates back on that cover everything after I screwed in the laptop. So I thought it was fixed. It isn't. What you see here is me unboxing a new RAM stick. I got the exact same model as I had upgraded to. It's a Crucial 8 gig 2400 megahertz DDR4 stick. Yes, I had different voltages. The other one runs at 1.7 volts, and that's why it got so hot and wasn't working. So I picked that back up, got it out, and I dropped it. Yes, I dropped it later on. So here you see the stick, and I shut off my computer to install the stick. Now that the computer is off, I can remove the little latch that holds the RAM stick, and the top stick is the old one that I'm gonna replace, so that's very nice. It's an SK Hynix from China, and honestly that stick just sucks. It's an 8 gig stick, but it's not out there with the other one. So I got a new stick, I put it in, and it was good to go. Of course I needed a knife to open it, and then I drop it on camera. Which is very not nice. Yeah, so you see me opening. These packages are really tight, not gonna lie, dude. Those packages are tight. So I got it out and I dropped it. Don't do that, it will break your RAM stick. Even though mine was fine, but they are very breakable. So I checked them off camera and I put both the RAM sticks back in where they belong. And there we go. My laptop is now fixed. I should not have those lag spikes anymore. So then I put the latch back in, I screw it in, and we are good to go. Gonna boot up the computer. It will take a little bit longer than it will usually, but that's normal because you got a new component in. You removed an old component, so it has to detect and check like, hey, what is this? Is it okay? Where does it belong? How to control it? So it takes like, what, 30 seconds longer? So instead of 5 seconds, it takes 35 seconds. So yeah, there you go. This was my laptop fix. I hope you enjoyed it. And this is I think my first video doing a voiceover like this. So I hope this was alright. I know it kinda sucked, but I hope it's alright. So thanks for watching. Like if you liked it. Subscribe if you liked it even more. If you do so, please ring the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload. As well as leave a comment down below. Maybe say what you liked about it, or maybe tell me stuff that can be done better. Yeah, let me know. I'll be out there responding, watching the comments, and also join my Discord server, which is down in the description below.